Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Wisdom Wednesday with BizCentral USA. Today we're going to be talking about the DBE process in its entirety, what you can expect, how long it's going to take, and what your benefits are to getting DBE certified. So just wanted to make a quick video and give you guys some info. So the DBE, for those who don't know, is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. This is a socioeconomic clarification, usually based on personal net worth and the gross receipts earnings of the business over the last 3 years. So that's one of the qualifications. We do need 51% ownership from either a owner claiming a minority ethnicity or a female business owner. Also, physically disabled can apply for the DBE as well, just so you know. Okay, so DBE is a federal certification. You get registered or certified in the state that your business is registered, but once you are certified, you can transfer it to another state. So, for example, if I was DBE certified in North Carolina and there was a contract that was DBE offered in Virginia and I wanted to take it, well, I can just transfer my DBE to Virginia to bid and take the work as long as I'm approved for the bid. Then you can always just transfer it back or transfer to another state. Usually takes about an hour or so to transfer it, and there's a whole process for it. The application usually runs to the Department of Transportation. A lot of times you'll see unified applications where, you know, the Department of Transportation will not only offer a DBE certification, but you can also indicate that you want to be MBE or SBE certified depending on the state. Some states have completely different programs. As you know, for example, Virginia has the DBE that goes through the Department of Transportation, but you can also go through what's called SWAM, which is Small Women and Minority Owned Businesses, for the other certifications. So really important to start with the Department of Transportation for your state and then see if it's included. If it's not, then they'll have resources to direct you to the appropriate certifying agency. And then finally, for the DBE, it's great for businesses that can provide the Department of Transportation with something. You know, with a service, construction, architecture, engineering, trucking and haul-away, electrical, concrete, pouring, etc. Things like retail, investing in the realm of maybe insurance, commercial insurance, those won't necessarily be as lucrative for the Department of Transportation because most of this is going to be infrastructure and roadways, new buildings, new facilities, that kinds of things. So you definitely want to have a service type that the Department of Transportation can use, so that way they're incentivized to approve you. Okay, so here's the whole process. Probably going to take you about 120 to 150 days. This could change based on the amount of applications we're seeing come through. My opinion is that it's probably going to be closer to 150 to 180 days within the next couple months, just because of the number of businesses that are applying. Obviously, each state is responsible for certifying the applications that come through for their own state. So it's entirely dependent on state volume as well. But I think 120 to 150 days is what we've seen on average, but I do expect a 30-day increase within the next 6 months. To get your application taken care of, the first thing you're going to need is there's 20 to 25 business documents that are needed. This can be anything from proving the ethnicity of the owner or the gender of the owner, personal net worth statement, documentation for LLCs and corporations, that kinds of thing. It's going to vary based on what type of business you have. For those of you who have trucking businesses, for example, you'll have to disclose the registration and insurance policies for some of the trucks, the commercial driver's license of the drivers, that kinds of thing. So different for every business, but on average about 20 to 25 business documents are needed. There is an online application, usually again through the Department of Transportation. There are a couple states that are still accepting paper DBEs, and the two that kind of come off the paper to me are Alaska and Connecticut. Right now they're accepting paper DBEs, but we expect that to change just because of the high volume of DBE applications in every state that are coming through. Once you've submitted your application and gotten all your documents ready, they're going to review your application, obviously, but then they're going to schedule your DBE interview, which is going to be an official comes out to question you about the operations and ownership of your business. Usually you're isolated in a room for this with no distractions, no access to cell phones, that kinds of thing. Basically in an environment where you couldn't receive help from an outside source. But really, we always tell our clients that if you're not doing anything wrong, you really don't need to worry. They're just making sure that you are in fact owning and operating the business. Question I get a lot is, well, what happens if we have multiple owners? They're going to ask the majority owner and the minority owner. So if you had a 51% owner, they'll interview them, but they'll also interview the 49% owner as well, just to make sure there's no discrepancies in between what you're telling them, which is appropriate, right? But again, if you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have to worry. Now, the decision point is a combination of your documents, obviously, your online application, your DBE interview. They all three come together to make a recommendation for whether or not you should be approved for the DBE or not. So, for example, if I did a really bad job on my interview and I'm not doing anything wrong, but I just didn't answer the questions in a clear manner, they might say, I don't think they should get it. But it's not only the DBE interview, because they can say, well, maybe they just did a bit poorly in the interview because the documents are all in order. The application tells the same story. Maybe they just got nervous during the DBE. So I'm still going to approve them, or vice versa. Maybe you did really well in the application, the documents look great, but the DBE interview didn't tell anything close to what the application did. Well, then you're probably going to get denied or asked to withdraw. So it's really just a product of all three. Again, as long as you're taking the steps to do the due diligence and fill it out completely and give it your best effort to tell the truth, I don't think you need to worry. But those are just the three ways that lead to the fourth, which is your decision point. Really quick before we go, guys, I just want to make sure that we get your benefits of the DBE certifications. Essentially, you're going to make a lot more money, both as a prime contractor and subcontractor. You're going to improve your network. You're going to get access to specialized grants and loans that you wouldn't normally have access to. And you're going to increase your geographic reach, because remember, some of these state level certifications you can only use for the state that you're registered in. And if you wanted to go to a different state, you'd have to have a business presence in that state. But remember, you can transfer your DBE from state to state through a process relocating the DBE, and it only takes about an hour to an hour and a half. And then you can accept work in other states as long as you're certified. So those are a couple benefits for you. And finally, just make sure you guys are checking in, subscribing to the BizCentral USA channel on YouTube. We post weekly Wisdom Wednesdays, which is what this video is, just to help out business owners with some resources. And we've got all kinds of content headed your way, so definitely want to be subscribed to that. And we also help minority, women-owned, veteran-owned, and small businesses with scaling, locating contracts, websites and development, all that kinds of stuff. So just make sure you guys are staying tuned with what we offer, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.